Hi everybody, I'm Laurie from Laurie's Mechanical Marvels, and welcome to the Monday Club.
It's Monday, it's 70th, and the gronks are fueled. It's time for the Monday Club, featuring your host, Jennifer Kirk, with the help of Puppet Monkey and a wizard called Gandalf. Featuring the sounds of the Glass-Eyed Symphony Orchestra and the musical stylings of Gordon, the Music Maestro. Let's get ready to loco!
Exclusive Monday Club William Loudon Sons Palbrick Wagon is now available from Rails of Sheffield. Order yours now with confidence.
A Monday Club is never late, Toto Wagons, nor is it early. It arrives precisely when it means to.
That's Gandalf. Oh, that's like the voice that just booms all around me. Well,
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Would you bring the biscuits up, Gandalf?
There are biscuits.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't think we're going to see these biscuits somehow. So a big hello to you guys. Great to see you, and I hope I find you well. It is, of course, Monday, and Monday night means nothing but the Monday Club. It is your online model railway community, and it's great to see you all. So we've got Glamour Chairman 1, Alex Dent, Ruben Ashwell, Simon Train's Model Railway Showcase, Francis Wadsworth, James Pett. Says you can order the wagon with confidence. I paid money for mine. Joshua W56, Ham Shackleton, great to see you again. Michael Lane, TT120, Mouse Hall Rail, Ben Tollett, Flymer Chairman 1, 1968 Concord, Ridgeway Park 00, Valleys 56XX, Simon Snow, Ruben Ashwell, the Growler Blackwood Gauge Layout, Jerry BVR, Harry Sedgwick, Andy Stewart, Secret Anorak, Rich Swiderski, Hot Dog Pilot, Andy 3B Rail, Blackpool Steve, Dundee Road, Going to the Dogs, Richard Bond, J94, Will Tucker, Alan Reynolds at Buckland Junction.
Can I just say one thing? I think you need to check that side of the locomotive.
Why? What's happened to it?
Because it slows down when getting around that very tight corner.
Right.
And then speeds back up again. So I'm wondering whether it's sticking on something. Is there a door open? Or a buffer hanging out the side?
A door open.
So while Jen's checking that, we just need to find... Oh yeah,
No.
it just seems to slow down. If you watch it, it'll slow down when it
Yeah,
goes
that's
down
called
there.
Tight Corner.
Ah.
G'day, Mels. Great to see you. Alan Pollock says, must be an LMS day. Yeah, we've got, it's all changed, isn't it? We've got lots of steam locos tonight. What have we got tonight? So Cupboard Monkey, what's in the news?
The main news is, of course, that JK2 is up and running properly now. We've got a new video coming out, and the way we've reworked the work schedule means that we should have regular videos on a Friday.
Yeah, so do check out JK2, our second channel, and at the moment the newest video to go up on there is a full cab ride video on Pete Waterman's Making Tracks 3 layout, which we went to see on Saturday. And we've put out the first of the interviews as well that we filmed whilst we were there. So you'll be able to find the interview with Pete Waterman. And it's really quite interesting to have a chat with him.
I was so going to call it Interview with a Waterman. And then I decided, no, let's not do any references to Interview with a Vampire.
Okay,
as amazing as that would have been.
You strange person, very strange person.
Yes, I'm a strange person.
Totally
I get
strange person.
Through a colander every morning.
What else have we got? Well, Daypol have been busy. Yes, the answer is Daypol. But Daypol have released a whole slew of O-gauge wagons from the Fruit A through the LMS ventilated vans, got GWR ventilated vans, Southern ventilated vans. There's loads of new vans from Daypol in O-gauge and actually quite competitively priced. I've been looking around online and they're about £43 thereabout. So that looks really interesting indeed. James Pett says, I approve of Daypol. Or is it Daypol? Who knows? Even Daypol didn't know. But yeah, absolutely. So, what are you doing?
I was just bringing up the video of Making Tracks 3, and it turns out that YouTube is running an advert on the front of it, even though that channel is not yet to the point where we can monetize.
2.8 thousand views. Is that seriously?
Yes.
That's jumped a bit.
Yes.
I was like at 300 last time I looked. So yeah, we've got that video, but it's really great. If you get a chance to go and see Making Tracks 3 at Chester Cathedral, it is well worth going. Plenty of car parks close by, or you can arrive by train into Chester as long as they're not on strike. But what are we looking at? What do you want?
The button for small.
Okay. So there we go. Instead of banging the microphone...
I didn't mean to.
No,
so
no, no.
we thought we'd have a look at this while we're going round. And
Yeah, so this is over on JK2.
this was one of the first things where we've run the big...
what I can't believe...
Not the big, the little camera railway
Yeah.
outdoors.
And what I can't believe is the fact that apparently nobody else has thought to do this and put a camera wagon round the thing.
Yeah.
So it does all 4 tracks. So the up and down fast and the up and down slow. But at the moment, this just gives you an idea of.
We're not going to show
layout.
the whole thing.
Oh no. So yeah, it's a great layout based on Milton Keynes, and if you watch the actual video, the full video.
Whoa.
What?
What the? Turn the damn thing down. Oh my goodness.
Having a bit of monkey magic there. So anyway, yeah, right. I'm not going to do this too much.
No, I just wanted to show what was there, basically.
So
yeah, this is our big news from us.
Yeah.
Our second channel is Go.
And there's Milton Keynes Station. Ooh, it is really nice actually. But right, anyway, do check that the other camera has come up.
I'm about to.
And yeah, there's quite a few people been. It is really well worth it. Of course, great electric train show in just over a month's time. Making Tracks 1, 2, and 3 are all going to be put together into one big layout. Although I am told, I was speaking to one of the team earlier today, and they said that they have measured up the MK Dons arena, and they can't actually get the full thing in there. They're going to have to remove a couple of the baseboards to make it fit, but it's going to be in one big long line. And it will also mean that it will take the world record for the longest portable layout. Now, of course, Miniature Wunderland seems to permanently have the record for the largest permanent installation of a model railway, but at the moment, Heaton Lodge has the Guinness World Record, but they believe that Making Tracks 1, 2 and 3 will be marginally longer. So I don't know whether somebody from Guinness will be there, but if they do, then top tip, could you bring some Guinness? Cupboard Monkey likes the alcohol-free.
The alcohol-free stuff is lovely.
So a big hello to Chris Eden Green. Great to see you. Hope you are well. Brian Talma, Jerry BVR, and just looking at Richard Knowles as well, Phil Metcalf, Paul Murphy, and Zantec. And we've also been asked to share. There's a GoFundMe for Zantec at the moment. He's been very generous to the channel, and unfortunately has lost his dog and been saddled with some quite high vet fees. So Cupboard Monkey will be sharing that in the chat.
I'm trying to get the link now.
So it definitely would be a help to him. And of course, you may remember that at the live stream, he did donate that Class 08 shunter to the monkey. Oh, wow. And Caroline Rogers is our most recent Jenny Kirk member. Welcome to the club. One of us. Gronk it up. Gronk it up. Gronk it up. Hashtag not a cult for legal reasons.
For legal reasons, we must say it is not a cult.
Dean Fielding, Peachy TT120, Stevie Film. Ian White says that he's late. Oh, that seems to be an oversight.
A Monday clubber is never late, Toto wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf. We've got SHGP Media Lifestyle Unleashed says, great to see Steam on Weiryard. Yes.
What?
So,
what's on fire?
on fire. No, Steam. Steam is boiling water, you muppet.
What have you boiled? What's going on? Does that mean tea?
Yeah,
Ooh.
tea. So, well, we've had a bit of a change. So, you will see thundering around. I've actually got that V3 tank that I picked up at the Rails Rummage. Always love a good rummage, and I picked that up. It's the newer tooled version, so it's Next 18 equipped. But it has been really, it's a pretty good performer, actually. I don't know why people moaned about these. Bachmann didn't retool the body, but they put a complete new chassis to them. They used to be split chassis. And a lot of people moaned about this, but actually I think it's a great locomotive. And it's pulling, what is that, about 11 coaches, 11 Mark 1, something like that. I haven't actually counted them. But that is quite a long train it's chugging around with there. The next one in is a very kind donation to the channel from Tim Krinsky. Very, very kindly sent a Princess Coronation, the streamlined version. Because I mentioned the other week that I didn't have one. I feel a bit embarrassed, but thank you so much, Tim, for your generosity. But that's what's running with a rake of LMS coaches, which, again, I managed to add one of the older ex-mainline LMS coaches at the Rails Rummage for £8. And then I've actually got a high-spec Hornby LMS all first for £7.95 from the DCC Concepts clearance sale. It didn't have a box, but was otherwise in mint condition. So Ian White says, quick question, I think I want to change. Has anyone ever gone back to the start and rebuilt their layout? Not necessarily in the same location, but yes, I've gone through quite a few different layouts.
We've actually had a discussion about doing that before, haven't we?
Yeah, sometimes actually starting again is a great opportunity to learn from the experiences, because I think everybody always has a situation where they go, well, if I'd have known then what I know now, I'd have done that.
If I could turn back time,
I do apologise for the monkey.
Find a gronks.
So, just...
oh, thank you so much, Anthony.
Oh, wow, thank you so much. Anthony Moore has become another Monday Club member. It's always great to see you. One of us.
We've got lots of gronks. We've got gronks for every need. Why don't you come and gronk? Gronk, 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 gronk.
Yeah, hashtag not a cult. Skipsy Trains, big hello to you. Great to see you. Aaronville. There's a lot of new names. It's really good to see you. But yeah, anyway, I was telling you guys what else we got running. So we've also got a Q6, which you're seeing just...
What's the news?
The news is I'm telling people what's running. So you've just seen the Q6 go past. I actually really like... Yes, I would love another pint of fizzy water, please.
Would you like some blackcurrant?
Oh, did you get some blackcurrant?
It's downstairs, yeah.
Okay, I will have a little bit of blackcurrant. J. Paul Anderson, Mike at Budham Junction. Great to see you. Smallwood Junction. Rich... is that Mottershaw? Good evening to you. Paul O'Donovan says, greetings from Ireland. Steel wagons in OO&N Gateway Revolution trains shipment in Q2/3 2024. Happy days. Yeah, the Caroline observation car from Revolution Trains has rocked up. I've seen a few people starting to share pictures of that, and a lot of people are saying that it is incredible, absolutely incredible. I haven't seen them myself, but certainly one to watch. And if you haven't ordered one of those, I think they're going to be incredibly popular. So basically, if you don't get it ordered, you might miss out, and you might be disappointed at that. I think it's going to be one of the stars of the year. Simon Train's Model Railway Showcase says, I hope the Q6 doesn't have a cylinder failure. Yeah, shame about that. On the North Yorkshire Moors Railway, wasn't it? Blew a cylinder, which I've seen that happen once before, actually on a traction engine, and it was quite an eye-opener because it blew the end of the cylinder out and launched it across the field. Luckily, it didn't hit anybody, but it does leave you thinking. Now, on the ABC shuttles, we've got the usual Class 27 from Hellion and the Class 25 from Bachmann, but I've also got a Hornby Thompson 01, which actually I think is stalled over there. Let me just go and fix that. So I've got to squeeze in past where the monkey would normally sit. There we go. Ow! So there we are. That's sorted that. Oh, got all hung up on the scenery. Vic Freak says, "Good evening, Jen. What's happening with Oxford Rail? Have you heard any whispers?" I have not heard any whispers whatsoever, although I have seen some people have been saying their pre-orders, which had moved to the Hornby website, because Hornby bought Oxford Rail, have all been cancelled. Although people who have pre-orders still on the Oxford Rail website say that they haven't. Now, I haven't heard anything, so I do not know what's going on. If anybody does actually know what's going on, then would love to know. Anoya Oriti says, "Where is Zoe? She's getting some drinks." And she might be just wrestling some biscuits off Gandalf. So Bridget Swiderski says, "Where's Jenny gone? She went to give a train a little prod because it just suddenly stopped." So I'm just going to. Oh no, the camera is working. Although that is a bit low over there, so you're getting a bit of a low shot there. The next track in, so yeah, we hung up on the Thompson 01. Again, a lovely locomotive. And then on the innermost track, we've got a Waterman Railways Class 20, which was a Baton Collectors Club special. Now, the other bits of the news, we had the new Bachmann quarterly announcements. I guess they're the biggest news. Look at me, complete tease, forgotten about that. And I think the highlight, one of the highlights for that, was the J94 in N-Gauge from EFE Rail. Now, this replaces the Graham Farish oldie worldy model. So we get a really nice retooled one. Now, if they are actually livery renders that we saw being shared by Bachmann, then a lot of people were fooled into thinking they thought it was new liveries on the 00 model, and the Manchester Ship Canal number 85 one would have been an amazing model in 00. Hopefully it will still arrive. Oh, you managed to wrestle them from Gandalf, did you?
Yeah, quite a few though.
That'll be why you looked so bedraggled. I could just imagine that fight. No, these are my biscuits. Yes, Anoya Uriti, the shuttle system is working. So at some point, at the moment they're all at the other end of the layout from where you're seeing on that image. But all three shuttles are working just fine. So yeah, the J94 and N-Gauge from EFE Rail, that's going to go down really well. I'm really jealous actually, because the MSC Grey is number 85 is one that I really wanted, and it's one that DJ Models announced and then went bust, so it never actually appeared. But hopefully at the next announcement, maybe Bachmann might do another run of the 00 models and do that livery, which would be a must-have for me. We also had an announcement from the Collectors Club of their second ever 009 model. And this is the mainline Hunslet. And this is in a new version that hasn't been announced before. And this is, I think it was Linda, in the 1980s Festiniog Railway blue livery, which is a beautiful livery, but as an oil burner, so the tender has some modifications, and it is in the 240 variant. So we did kind of know about the 240 reel arrangement, the instructions have talked about that, but the fact that they've tooled the tender up for the oil-fired version is quite interesting, and certainly we didn't know about that. It pretty much crashed the Bachmann website when it went up. People were reporting they just couldn't get on there. It was just an incredible amount of demand. And not since the days of the Somerset and Dorset Joint Railway 4F in Prussian blue, or the J11 in Great Central Railway dark green, have we seen that kind of activity. Exile Kun 42 says, what we need in OO scale is the J94 from the Dean Forest that was renamed after the Reverend Wilbert Audrey, I would buy that in a heartbeat. Well, that was released by Hornby quite some time ago, and you can pick up Wilbert quite readily. She is out there in model form in 00, and certainly one to get. I haven't got it. I'm just looking up there. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm counting 4 of the Hunslet Austerities, but Wilbert is not one that I've got, although I do have Whiston, Harry, Cadley Hill #1, and but the life of me, I can't remember what the other one is.
Is that what it's called? My goodness, what a weird name.
What? So we got Sarah Davis in and Whamgok. Alex Dent says, tomorrow I'm off to the local allotment to play with my O-Gauge, my garden railway to transport seeds and vegetables. But I'm not looking forward to an early start as I have a bus to catch. Oh, but you know, swings and roundabouts.
I tried catching a bus once and it landed on my toes.
And James Pett says, yeah, as for the Bachmann announcements, the EFE Rail ex-London and South Western Railway carriages are interesting. Absolutely. In the sort of brown and salmon pink livery, they really do look good. Mix and match them with some of the Hatton's Genesis or Hornby 4 and 6 wheel coaches. It'll be interesting to see whether the liveries match, and that doesn't necessarily mean that one or the other got it wrong. There were variances, but I think that they're going to prove quite popular, although it must be said that they are quite expensive. Yeah, Ben Davis says, hi Jennifer, did you see the London and South Western Railway coaches? I think £250. I think the RRP is something like 279. But 250 might be what the shops are listing them at. And it's an interesting point, actually, about the fact that RRP means nothing anymore because everywhere has to discount to remain competitive. And it's like people expect that 15% discount before they'll even consider buying it. And
Yes.
It's a strange state of affairs where the RRP is almost never sold at.
To be fair, that's been the case in many industries for quite a while now. When there's an expectation that something will be discounted, then the discounted price becomes the actual price.
Like Ben and Jerry's ice cream, I wouldn't consider buying that at full price because it's on sale most of the time. Sarah Davis says, I've got another trainee bus driver job on Wednesday, then popping over to B&Q to get more legs for the new layout. I need to go to B&Q actually to get some plants for the garden railway, which is coming along nicely. If anybody's wondering about progress, I am a couple of videos ahead of what you guys have seen, so I don't want to give too much away, but certainly all I will say is I've done the ballasting and the electrics. That is done, but to find out how, you'll need to... Oh, you're all right there, Snuggles.
I was eating a hobnob and I think Gandalf's cursed them.
Has he?
Oh my goodness!
Oh, you're not supposed to breathe them in. Right, I'm changing the angle of the dangle. So Nick at Bleshton High Levels has just got my Thane of 5 today, and notice Hornby have upped the price by 20 squids. Sneaky. And also Paula Donovan, yes, the Accurascale exclusive class 66769 GB Rail Freight Prostate Cancer UK livery has raised £10,000 so far for charity. I ordered the sound version. Happy days. Yes, and you'll be seeing an interview with Franberg from Accurascale probably next week, and we do talk about that. And it's an open-ended thing. There's no fixed number. What they've said is that they don't want to fix a number, because the whole purpose is about raising money for this very good cause. So they said that as long as you pre-order before the deadline, before it goes to be manufactured, you will get the model you ordered. So open-ended, if like 100,000 people or even 1 million people order one, they will make that number, because this is about raising money for a good cause. But certainly... in like a matter of, I think it was announced, we did the announcement on Friday at 11, and it's already raised £10,000 for
Nice.
Prostate Cancer UK. So that is really great going, and so we'll see how that develops. But yeah, definitely full interview with Fran Burke, probably next week's Wednesday video. But watch this space. Secret Anorak.
It would help if it was next week's video, because that would mean that I don't have to do as much
Yeah.
preparing for my hospital trip.
Always fancied driving a coach for some reason as a Secret Anorak. I drive a coach. I just don't want anybody else on it because I don't like all them backseat drivers.
With all that, where are we going?
Yeah,
why
are we
won't you
nearly
stop?
there? Yeah, are we nearly there yet? Ben Tullett says, I find it sad when you get those who put comments on manufacturers' launches and comments saying, bring a model out that is affordable. We would all like that, but there is a thing called the economy. Yes, and it's interesting actually, on the Facebook group, the Monday Club with Jenny Kirk Facebook group, don't forget that you can join that as well. Great place to hang out, get all your news, views, and post, and see other people posting pictures and updates of their layout. There was a thread actually where one of the manufacturers, Rapido, and Andrew Hardy from Rapido, came in actually defending Bachmann's pricing, saying that actually, based on what things really cost to manufacture these days and ship in from China, that the prices are about what he would expect.
And
so
that's the issue. The prices are going up quicker than salaries are, and that's not sustainable.
Unfortunately,
at some point, we can say yes, they're the legitimate prices. They're not gouging or anything like that. But at some point, it doesn't matter because you get to the point where you can't afford it.
yeah, and it's like manufacturing in the UK. All of these model trains, like Hornby 00, Triang, then later Triang, Hornby, all used to manufacture in the UK. They wouldn't have thought about making stuff abroad, and it was affordable to do things like that.
Yeah.
And then in the sort of mid-1990s, production started wholesale shifting out to China because actually the cost of manufacturing in the UK had gone up to the point where it was unsustainable. And back then China was really cheap, and arguably the big issue has been an artificial expectation of cheap prices.
Yeah.
And the manufacturers, and I've said this openly to people like Simon Kohler, that the manufacturers should have charged more back in the late 1990s when production shifted out to China, because by selling models at the prices they did, they baked in this expectation that models should only cost a certain amount. So when the prices started escalating up, it became quite a jar.
Yeah, because there wasn't the buffer zone anymore in the margins. I mean, very little would have been a buffer zone anyway, but...
Sarah Davis says, shipping from China is going to cost so much that at some point manufacturing will be cheaper back in the UK.
To an extent.
It is interesting that the likes of Daypol are starting to make more and more in the UK. So they just launched, and this is in the news as well, the new range of the Linton and Barnstable laser cut building kits. Now these are kits, they're laser cut heavy duty card, but they are pre-printed, so you don't need to colour them or anything.
Oh, I do like them.
Well, we saw them being made actually.
Yeah,
Something,
I do like them.
There was a few things that we saw that we weren't allowed to specifically talk about at the time.
Yeah.
And these were one of them.
The other thing, by the way, was the plan to create an artificial intelligence that's going to take over the entire model railway community, but you didn't hear that here.
What, in the form of Uber Gronk?
Yes.
Yes.
Gronk AI.
Mike Lane, TT120 said, did you interview anyone else at Chester Cathedral? Yes, I did. We're going to run the Fran Burke video next week. That's Fran Burke from Accurascale. Really interesting video. Going to be it was quite a long one as well.
Yeah, it'll take me a bit of time to edit.
But then we got an interview that I don't remember seeing anybody else having got. We've got an interview with Montana Hearn from Hornby. Yes, we did. And Simon Kohler wasn't there to go, no, it's all right, I'll do this interview. So I've never seen anybody interview her before, and we got that scoop. So we're going to be seeing that soon. And yes, Peter Jackson, Cheadle Heath, Pico also making Britain.
Yes.
And yeah, we've not visited Pico at all.
We haven't visited them yet. We'd like to.
Yeah.
Hey, Pico, if you're watching.
Can I just say, yeah, if anybody from Pico is watching, do invite us down. We'd love to come and film and do stuff, because they've got the Beer Heights Light Railway as well, which would be fun. But essentially, what Daypol have found is that for some things, manufacturing in the UK makes sense, and they've invested very heavily in this. But making locomotives, they can't make them economically in the UK. It is still cheaper to make them in China, and unfortunately,
the amount of time it takes to assemble. We saw how long it took you to assemble one wagon.
yeah, you think you're trying to make hundreds of them.
Not just that, not just trying to make hundreds of them, but imagine how much more complex making a locomotive is. And then think about trying to get a complete run of like 1,000. How long would that take, and what does that cost in terms
And it's
of
getting the
personnel?
skilled people who'll come and do the job and stay.
No, I have never agreed with this. As someone who has worked in a factory in what would technically be called a skilled, low-skilled job, making industrial-grade filters and stuff like that, I know that you can train someone up, and as long as they're not thick, like so thick that they try to put their shoes on backwards, you can train them up. Getting skilled workers is not the problem. The problem is what you do to keep them once they've got those skills. Because an unskilled person will come in and take a job for training and a lower wage while they get themselves set up. But once you've got skills, someone else is going to want those skills. You've got to then pay them more, and then you've got the problem.
Keep talking, my mouth's full.
It's just,
I don't want to do a Gandalf and spit crumbs at you.
It's a bit of a bugbear of mine. The idea that, Britain can't get skilled workers. Britain can get skilled workers. Britain can't afford to keep skilled workers. That's our problem, because everyone else seems to be able to pay far more than we can.
Ham Shackleton says, I got a glimpse of Montana when I was watching JK2. Yes. I think she's in the back of the thumbnail as well, isn't she? For the
No, she's not in the thumbnail.
Oh, right.
The thumbnail, by the way, is not one picture. It's a composite.
You're pleased about that.
I had to stick several together to get you leaning forward and Pete Waterman at the same time.
But yes, I've got an exclusive interview with Montana Huron. I'm surprised that, well, she's never really given interviews, but as somebody said, has she not left Hornby? No, she leaves Hornby, I think it's on the 24th of this month. So, barely 2 weeks left. So she is still at Hornby.
Yeah, she was making stuff for them.
Yeah, so she was there with Mike Day, and they're filming a load of stuff, interviews and such like. They'll be going out on the Hornby social media channels. But it's not long now, and I think that it's a shame for Hornby in the hobby. I think Montana was a great asset to the hobby, a great brand ambassador, and I think that she would have done well, say, taking over from Simon Kohler's role. But, she's been at Hornby for 8 years. That's a long time these days for anybody who wants to career progress. And she's moving to, it's a pub and hotel chain, to work in their promotion and marketing department. So a similar role to what she's got, but in a much bigger company. And so yeah, moving out of the industry, but certainly I think she will do very well in that. We may see her still occasionally at shows. I think, she's built up a great following in the hobby, and it'll be a shame if we never really saw her again, because I think she's certainly a great person, get on really well with her. But we have that interview coming possibly this weekend. So we got those 3 interviews. Did try and get Richard Watson. So, New Junction, wherever you are, will you stop hiding from my camera?
New Junction, New Junction, New Junction.
Yeah.
That's normally how you say
it. I don't think he likes being interviewed.
I know why. I know why he doesn't want to be interviewed. Because if you get enough footage of him on an interview, people might realise he's actually Batman.
Batman. Brian Bell asks, why is she leaving? Career progression.
Yeah.
Basically, she's got a job with a bigger company, and it's a career progression thing. 8 years is a long time to be at one company.
Yes, it is. Saying that as someone who's been with All Mouse Media doing
Yeah,
the
but
Jenny
we
Kirk
own the
stuff for 10
company.
for 10
That's
years.
different.
Jen, that was the joke. Oh my goodness.
But
Some newsreaders said bus driving wasn't a skilled job, but it is. This is the other thing that I get annoyed with.
Yeah.
What is an unskilled job?
I guess it would be something like a person who digs a hole or carries bricks around at a building site, because you don't need any special skills.
Do you not?
No.
How many bricks can you carry in the right way without hurting yourself, without hurting anyone around you?
Probably the same amount as an unskilled person of the same body physique.
Can you do it quickly?
Yeah.
It's all about speed, efficiency, knowing how many you can carry and stuff like that. There are skills to every job. This is what really annoys me. Sweeping up is a skill. I'm sorry, but if you see someone who's just started sweeping compared to someone who's been sweeping for 20 years, you're going to see a difference because there is a skill there.
Yeah, but if you say everything's a skilled job, then there's no such thing as an unskilled job.
That's my point. There is no such thing as an unskilled job.
Brian Bell asks, how many retailers are now going to sell TT120? There's quite a few, actually, and if you have been to Making Tracks 3, they have Chester Model Centre has a stall by the layout, so you can buy bits and pieces, and it's quite noticeable that they stock TT120, so they are one of the retailers. I think quite a few retailers are now starting to stock it, and I think it's a good idea. I don't hold with this, oh, you can only exclusively get it direct from the manufacturer. I mean, stuff like the Batman Collectors Club, that's fine for odd exclusive models, but a full range, no, I don't really hold with that, so I think it's a great idea now that they're distributing it out. Yeah, and Sarah Davis, not talking about bricklaying, specifically I talked about people carrying the bricks, so if you see them in the big hod, moving them...
A hod carrier is a skilled job.
Okay. Walter Hope Valley Railway enthusiast, big hello to you. Says, I've been my own boss for over 20 years. Before that, I worked for the council. Yeah, actually, being your own boss has advantages, has disadvantages. Advantages, yeah, you can, you basically you are your own boss. But the disadvantages are that when you've got your own company is when you're ill. There's no sick pay.
Yeah, literally, if we're not doing
there's no holiday pay either. Yeah, so there's a lot riding on you, but it can be very, very rewarding as well. But you have to be in the right kind of own employment, and preferably something you enjoy doing.
Yeah, so that it doesn't feel like work. So yesterday I was working 16 hours. Just to make sure that we had enough time this week for me to work a bit more. And I tell you now, if I didn't enjoy what I did, I wouldn't do it because it's awful.
Yeah.
To think you'd be sitting there for 16 hours at something you didn't want.
Ian White says, I've just ordered a kit to build a Class 13.
Oh, nice.
Mega Gronk! Mega Gronk! Mega Gronk! Hashtag not a cult.
For legal reasons, we must say it is not a cult.
Charlie Chimp says, I used to work in a laundry, folding and ironing clothes, bed linen, towels, and I enjoyed it until my health deteriorated. My only skill was to be the best presser ironer.
It's a skill.
Yeah. Walter Hope Valley Railway enthusiast says hod carriers get about 150 to £200 a day, or if price work, it's 60-40. DJK 666, big hello to you. Iron Horse Railways is in. Alan Reynolds at Buckland Junction says been self-employed since the 80s.
A Monday clubber is never late, Dodo wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf. I take it, is that for Dongit's Model Railway, or...?
That was for Iron Horse.
Oh, right. Donget's Model Railway says they're late as well.
A Monday clubber is never late, Toto Wagons.
Yeah, you've already said
Nor
that.
are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Gandalf.
Gandalf.
Ben Davis says, what do you think of the Hornby P2 LLR, Jennifer? I haven't got any of the latest batch, but I've got one of the earlier ones when they first brought them out.
I saw the new one, and it's an interesting looking thing.
Yeah. So I've got the one. It's not the one that looks like a streamlined A4. It's the like the original one. So it's got like air smoothing rather than anything else. Cock of the North. That was it. I was trying to think of what it was called, and I have to say that model I really liked. But there's a new version out, and it looks nice, but I haven't seen one in the flesh. Francis Wadsworth says, good night, see you all next Monday. Look, you take care. It's been great having your company. And we will see you next week. Of course, don't forget to tickle that like button, share the stream, and also subscribe to the channel if you're not already done so. And you can catch up on any bits that you miss or that you want to re-watch later on after the stream. It does become a regular video.
1968 Concord says, my uncle was a diesel fitter in a knicker factory. Where in knickers do you fit diesel? I've never noticed it.
A diesel fitter? Okay.
Nigel Cole says, I used to work in a card shop, but it folded.
Hey, the old ones are the best.
Absolutely.
What Christmas cracker did you pull for that one? Yeah, the trombone of doom, says James Petts. Flymo Chairman one says, did he get the job to stretch himself a bit? Aaronville says, any job that is paid is a skilled job. Any job that is volunteered is also skilled. If you need to use your brain, then it's skilled. I think the whole differentiation here is to differentiate between something like a brain surgeon, where you need to train for long periods of time, and somebody like the bloke who humps the bags of cement around a building site, who maybe just gets told, pick it up, don't break yourself, and put it over there, repeat and rinse. Actually, don't rinse, because the cement will go hard.
What is your favourite preserved railway? Says James Spinks. His is Putley Midland
Railway Centre. I've never been to the Midland Railway Centre. I know where it is.
Is it in the Midlands?
Sort of, isn't it? It's sort of Derby way. Just off the A38. I don't know. I don't think that's visible.
It isn't.
Well, let's find out. It's that one, isn't it? 1968 Concord says he would lift each pair up and say, diesel fitter, diesel fitter.
Oh my goodness!
Oh! That was the setup for a big joke. James Pett suggests that brain surgeon would actually be professional. Yeah. Well, you'd hope so, because, like, I don't abide by getting those amateur brain surgeons. Like, hello, I'm your amateur brain surgeon for your operation. Now we're just going to get the anaesthetic. Smack. Have you been knocked out yet? Smack, smack.
Do you like the Spice Girls yet? Smack, smack, smack.
Right, pass me my Black and Decker.
Hey, Black and Decker can work at a pinch.
Yes.
We've seen that done before.
Yeah, but it's when they put it on the hammer setting instead of the regular setting. And it's like, meow. Vic Freak says, Jen, everything on building sites now is moved by forklifts. To be honest, yeah, forklifts are great. Yeah, it's not far from Ripley, Midland Railway.
Replacement brain surgeons.
Billy's replacement brain surgeon.
You know when you said that people wouldn't be able to see it?
See what?
You kind of gave away where to look.
Oh, have they found it already?
Yes.
Oh, for God's sake, people! Oh.
What do you like?
Oh, for God. Oh. Right. Ben Tullett, Mr. Gumby, are you the brain specialist sketch? My brain hurts!
I did love that.
Hello, Sparky107107. Good day to you. Great to see you. Hope I find you well. Zantek says, I thought it was a cottage. No, that's not a cottage. That's the RAF training school.
Yes.
When it was first built, we had a bit of a debate. It was just termed the military establishment. But it's got Army, RAF and naval personnel wandering around the yard by look of the fact that I had a big box of assorted military figures. And we were pondering what kind of a military facility might actually provide scope for all three. And we came to the conclusion that it would be something like meteorological training or maybe radio operating training.
Yeah.
So we ended up with an RAF flag on the flagpole. We ran that up there and saluted it. S. Eel, great to see you. I hope I find you well. Phil Metcalf says, I didn't realise Dr. Nick was a brain surgeon.
Hi, everybody.
Yes.
Hi, Dr. Nick.
DJ K666 says, didn't Iron Maiden's Eddie get a lobotomy? No, I think Eddie was doing the lobotomies.
I operated on my own brain.
Yeah. Tim Davis says, sometimes the train driver job seems easy, but the important thing is to know what to do when it goes wrong. Yeah, I mean, it's like driving a very large 44-ton truck. Driving it on the motorway is actually quite easy. And this is coming from somebody who's got a license to drive one. You earn your money when you have to put it on a loading bay in a very tight yard and slip it down between two other vehicles that you're trying not to break. Valleys 56XX says there are 3 traditional professions in the UK: doctors, lawyers and clergy. I wouldn't really call clergy professional. I'm sure people are going to jump in now. And
Yeah, I know what you're trying to suggest, but it is technically a profession.
Vic Freak says a military prison or glass house.
No, it's not a prison. There's no fence.
Yeah, if it was a prison, they'd have a lot more fencing, and they'd have Sergeant Major Hardass at the parade square, PTing them until their bottoms can suck buttermilk. Aaronville says, back to train chat. What OO model are you currently working on, Jenny? Well, I've not long since finished doing a DCC hardwiring video on the Princess Coronation that you see going round.
Are you a practicing homosexual? No, I've perfected it. Now I don't need to practice.
What is that?
Practicing homosexual. No, more theoretical.
No, I took the test and they gave me the license.
I'm into thinking about the weird stuff.
Simon Train's Mother Railway Showcase does remind us that the Cupboard Monkey picked the topic as being part of the community. And that's one of the things I think that is very, very important.
Yes.
So take it up, Cupboard Monkey. You pick the topic, so...
Right. My reason for this is so many people, when we talked about it, when we're out and about, kept coming up to us and saying that they appreciated the stuff we did during lockdown because it made them feel part of the community. And that made me think, why wouldn't anyone feel part of the community? What is it about being part of a hobby that makes you feel like you're the only one that's doing it? And how do you get around that?
I think with most people, it's like if you build a model railway, you tend to do it in a little corner at home. And unless you go out and be a member of a club, and not everybody wants to do that, certainly I've never been a member of a club, it can get a little bit insular. And I guess for many, many years, the stereotypes of railway modelers was not very favourable. So by having a means of showcasing that actually there's a lot more fun you can get out of this than counting rivets and jotting down numbers, I think it's opened the hobby up and made people feel more able to be a part of the community, happier to share the fact that they're part of the community. But that, I think as well, the rise of these sort of like informal online communities like the Monday Club has really helped people come together. And it's one of the reasons that we started the Facebook group. Was that it gave a really good immediate place where you could share ideas and show off what you've been doing on your layout, get ideas and inspiration from other people, and give other people inspiration and ideas. And one of the reasons that I never joined an actual bricks and mortar model railway club is that the ones that I went and visited on their open days, I found to be very old school. You get a couple of people go, oh no, we do things like this. And it seemed to be that they would use the club as their own little personal fiefdom. And I never liked that.
Yeah.
I like the flexibility to have fun. And, you know, you look at Weir Yard, it's not a real place. We've got weird mixes of stuff running. I don't care. It's a hobby. It's here for fun. And
A weird mix. I thought all the trains were just lost.
well,
I took a wrong turn at the last junction and now I have no idea where I am.
no, but it's like, you know, we've got stuff from so many different eras that would never be seen together.
We seem to be going round in circles. I thought there was a way
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Oh. And stuff like that.
And Peter Jackson Cheadle here says model railways are fairly easy as there's no right or wrong way to do many things with the exception of electric. Anoya Ariti says a steam engine with BR late colours is wrong. Aaron Ville says, can I fit a HM7000 into an 009 engine? Not without modification. Now, what I would say to you is you'll be able to hardwire one of the 8-pin ones because they've got like the wires that come off. But you're really going a bit off-piste. What I showed on my Will It Fit video is that just plugging the decoder in, it would not fit in any of the 009 models.
Which is, I find amazing, considering that they fit in the N-gauge.
No, they fit in one N-gauge model that I tested. The problem has been the sourcing of components. Very difficult at the moment to get the components you want, to get processors. And Hornby went into production knowing that the decoder was oversized. Now, there's no excuse for this. As far as they're concerned, it was, well, what would you want? Would you want it to be released and fit some models, or wait another 2 years and nobody gets it? And actually, I completely agree with their approach.
Yeah, it's a fair point.
And it's particularly the Next 18 decoder has had the issues. And this is because traditionally Next 18 equipped locomotives tend to be the smaller ones, so space is a lot more critical. But interestingly enough, I've started work on a Can We Make It Fit video, and I do actually have some daypole locomotives where there's a daughter board with the DCC socket inside the smoke box, and it comes like slides out. And these wouldn't fit in my Will It Fit video, but I did opine at the time that it was very close, and if I removed the sockets where you plug the speaker in and the power pack, it might fit. Well, I've now started work on a video, and certainly the first daypole locomotive, which is the 43XX GWR Mogul, I have made it fit. With the speaker relocated to the tender, and that is quite easy because there are wires to the tender for an additional speaker, and I have made use of those. But yes, you can make them fit, and I will be doing a full video in the next couple of weeks where I show you how to do this, and it's a fairly easy mod. You don't need to do anything fairly major, there's nothing too fiddly. Removing the power pack and speaker sockets is really easy. They literally just snap off without damaging the decoder. But we will be doing that in a future video.
You're going to snap it off, are you? My goodness.
Yeah, Madden Steam Railway says Weir Yard is done in a similar vein to much nattering for great report. I love these fictitious names like that. A fictitious location made to look like a real decoder. James Pett says Next 18 is a strict standard requiring the decoder to be a particular maximum size. Yeah, and Hornby have said the reason it's oversized is simply because of difficulty getting components.
So
But it will fit certain locomotives. Now, it will fit all of their TT models. And as they said, that's what they needed a Next 18 for. It's to fit their TT models. But it will also fit the Rapido N-Gauge Class 28 and the Planet Industrials Victory Class. So, and I've also been told it will fit the Northeastern Railway a rail car. Somebody told me that it will fit in that as well. So there are models that it will fit into, which does beg the question, why are they equipped with Next 18 in the first place when they could have been equipped with a 21 pin? But that's by the by.
Robert Steers says the secret source in pricing is the risk of having a large amount of non-refundable cash in China for up to a year or more.
Yes.
That's actually a very interesting point. I hadn't considered the fact that you're putting a huge stake in before there's any chance of seeing any returns for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, like, take for example, I got there in the end.
Take for instance,
the Monday Club wagons.
Yeah,
we have to buy them in advance. So people make out like, oh, why don't you bring out this and bring it? It's like, yeah, because I don't have another 10 grand to spare. And it does take a lot of money. And as Robert quite rightly points out, if you're developing a model out in China, that's a lot of money tied up for a long period of time. And also, talking to some of the electronics manufacturers, they say that sometimes there are issues with pricing on things whereby processors, for example, you're having to buy your processors anywhere up to a couple of years in advance. You're having to pay a premium on them, and then when they deliver them, they quite often say, oh, the prices have gone up, so you owe us this amount more. And you have to smile and pay because you can kick up a fuss, they just won't sell you them. And it's really, really quite hard. And by the way, Robert Steers MD, welcome. You're late.
A Monday clubber is never late, Todo Wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf. So, but great to see you, and I hope you are well. Exarchon42 says, does anyone know where I can find a decoder with the sound file for the GT3? KR Models is your own real bet. It's basically a gas turbine. So, Hellion also did a gas turbine sound file for their for the kerosene castles that they did for Rails of Sheffield, and I have no spare ones. I did have a pile of GT3s, but they have all gone to Rails of Sheffield, so I have no access anymore to spare decoders. Your best bet is to contact KR Models and ask them.
So another person was saying something about, Charlie Chimp says, being in a community gives a chance to exchange tips and ideas. And speaking of exchanging tips and ideas, is it time that we started with our videos?
Have we got quite a lot?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to start, Flyman Chairman says it's afternoon for Robert. Gandalf, you got it wrong. Gandalf?
I did not say anything about afternoons. I said a Monday clubber is never late, Todo Wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Okay, thanks, Gandalf.
I think you mentioned the afternoons.
Did I? Oh, okay. Right, so we're about to go on over and take a look at...
James Pat says, whatever happened to Mailbag Monday?
What do you mean, whatever happened to Mailbag Monday? It goes out as a separate video.
There was a video today, in fact.
Yeah. The video's gone out. Mailbag Monday. It doesn't often go out on Monday. That was meant to be the big joke.
Okay, I'm going to go and get my password. Because I had to change it when I forgot it on the Rails thing, and then we haven't been logged in since then. Oh my goodness.
Aaron Bill says, I've recently got a Stevenson's rocket from Hornby. Have you done a DCC HM7000 chip fitting even without sound or power pack? Is it possible? I know it has a 6-pin connector. Good luck with that. You'd have to hardwire it. The 6-pin non-sound decoder has not been released yet. In fact, none of the non-sound decoders have been released yet. Basically, I don't know how big it's going to be when it does arrive. Anybody's guess. Big hello to Bo Minnick. Great to see you. Hope to find you well. We've also got James Pett says, oh, I see. I must have missed that. I will have to watch this. Yes, you will. And you'll have to like it. And you'll have to share it as penance. David Scott says sound decoders should be available from the APTE, which is also gas turbine engine. So it might be a case of maybe going to Coastal DCC or Digitrains, where you can speak to John JMC, our guru of sound, and they may be able to furnish you with one. Wiven Model Railway, big hello to you. I hope I find you well. Regarding Next 18 decoders, there are other makes, not just Hornby. Yeah, we're talking about the Bluetooth ones, though. This is the thing. The HM7000, it's the USP is the Bluetooth. So that's what's making people interested in it, rather than it just having sound files and stuff on. Yeah, there are other brands.
Other brands are available.
Soundtracks do the Balloon Army in 21-pin and just wired. It doesn't have a plug on it, but you can make it 8-pin or even 6-pin if you want by wiring it into a plug. What I would say is they don't do a Next 18 version, and the board is quite big. And for all the people who've been a little bit hot and bothered by the size of the Hornby HM7000 boards, well, Bluetooth decoders are quite big. But Aaronville, you can always just put a regular 6-pin in. Lens do a really small one. Dulett and Haas do a really small one. Zemo. There are 6-pin decoders that you can get. And yes, Peter Jackson Cheadle Heath says only 94 likes but 242 watchers. If you're watching this video, please, please, please do tickle that like button.
You would not believe how much it helps.
It does. It does. And also, don't forget that you can find us over on Patreon and help support the channel to keep making the videos that you want to see.
So first up, we have a message from Peter Jackson of Cheadle Heath.
Peter Jackson Cheadle Heath says, "Hi Jenny, stroke Zoe." Okay, I'll stroke Zoe. This is a video showing the English Electric experimental loco D0226 Vulcan and MD and HB, which I believe is Mersey Docks and Harbour Board Company shunter number 32. It's just over 4 minutes long. Let's take a look, shall we? So you want to bring that up?
Go for it.
Go. Ooh. Oh, this is the Keighley and Worth Valley Railway. We've been here. We've ridden on those. Incidentally, people, the Mark 1 Suburbans, well recommended. If they're on a train, get yourself in them. They are really, really quite good. You get your little private compartment, and you get windows on both sides. So cannot recommend it more highly. But this is an interesting and unique survivor.
Yes,
Built
it lives long and prospers.
Yes, there we go. Vulcan was actually a demonstrator, I believe, that survived by quirk of fate.
It looks like a proto-gronk.
Yes, it kind of is.
Proto-gronk.
Proto-gronk. Proto-gronk. Not a cult. Going to the dog says button tickled. And GWR Buckley Junction says evening all. And RHJ Installations also says hi all from me in North Kent. Lateness. Oh, Nigel Cole says it's okay.
A Monday clubber is never late, Toto Wagons. Nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Thanks, Gandalf. Nigel Cole says it's okay. I pressed like twice. No, you've got to press it an odd number of times.
And for Jenny, a very odd number of times. Oh, it's after the Gronk. It's a proto super Gronk.
Ooh.
Post Gronk, post Gronk, post Gronk.
Not a cult. But yeah, XRCon42 says the true proto Gronk was actually built by the LMS. Yes, you're right. And there were actually quite a few proto Gronks. In terms of, I think Robert Stevenson and Hawthorne built a few. Oh, what's the...
There's always someone who's sticking their head out. Are we there yet? No.
Uber Gronk,
Uber Gronk, Uber Gronk. Not a cult. Roger Wilson Holmes says, I'd buy that. Surely that should be, I'd buy that for $1.
I did love that one we saw on Chris Eden Green's videos from America.
Oh, yeah,
That
yeah.
one that looked a bit like
Oh,
a
the
Gronk,
little
but it was,
boxy one.
Yeah.
Was it the Porter or something?
I can't remember the exact term, but
Yeah.
it was like a Steam version of a Gronk, so we were watching, we were going steampunk Gronk.
Absolutely.
Steampunk
And
Gronk.
can I just say, if you're looking for a DVD to get for somebody who has an interest in railways, then that American DVD from Chris Eden Green. In fact, I might have my copy that he sent that we showed on the channel.
I'm not sure you do. I thought it was downstairs.
No, keep talking to the nice people.
I'll keep talking to them while you bend over and show off the top of your head.
I'll put
I'm
that.
pretty sure it's downstairs.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Yeah, almost certain it's downstairs.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, Jen, it's not in here.
Oh.
Almost certain.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, we get to see inside. This is nice. There's a
I can't find
surprising
it.
amount of space.
But certainly, the Chris Eden Green US Steam Locos in profile is a great DVD. Cannot recommend it more highly. In fact, there should be. We did do an interview with Chris Eden Green here on the Monday Club about a month or so back, and that interview we will be putting up on JK2. So do stay tuned. But thank you
for sending
so
that in.
much for that. So I've pressed the button. Just check the cameras come
I
up.
will when I get my button. Where is the button? There it is. That's nice. Get okay.
Peachy TT120 says, have I missed out? I've just had my tea. It's the Monday Club. Do you ever miss anything? Right.
We've talked a bit about the news, and we had a discussion about whether people are skilled or unskilled, and why unskilled people are skilled.
So we've got the Monday Club. Sorry, that's the title.
This one from Charlie.
Says, good morning, Zoe stroke Jenny. Zoe stroke Jenny, there we go. Okay, that's nice. Hope all is well with you. I've attached a short video that shows how to make tarpaulins from paper you find in a shoebox, so basically tissue paper.
Ooh.
It works really well and it's easy to do. This is a great actual method. I've seen it done a few times. I've tried it myself in the past.
If you could jump it up.
So we're just jumping up. Of course, there is no sound, so you might want to
Yeah, you'll want to get this.
Yeah, is that playing?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
And
So it's a
there's
13-minute
probably
long.
There's probably a lot of talky bits.
There's this tissue paper. Tissue.
So essentially, I know when I've done it, you kind of paint the tissue paper, and it when it dries, it kind of holds its shape.
Because it's solid, essentially.
Yeah, the
Right.
paint gives it a solidness, and that then means as well, because when it's wet, you can drape it over things.
Yeah.
But crepe paper can be quite good as well.
Yes, but when you're ordering that stuff and asking for it, you've got to say crepe and not mispronounce it.
What's crap?
Yeah, otherwise they go, you got
Yeah.
any crap paper? No, we only sell the good stuff here. No.
So, and this is this looks to be like artistic, probably acrylic paint.
Based on the look of that tube, I would say it's acrylic.
And hairdryer as well. Never underestimate the power of a hairdryer
Yes.
to really speed things along. This is probably a video that is best watched with the sound. So
Absolutely.
have you shared the link?
I have shared the link, and I'm going to jump it on a bit now because we were talking too much about crap paper, and I want to see the oh.
So we're going to go and
The
see
finished
the
product.
end result here. So you can see the way it's folded round and it's holding that shape. Very important. Sarah Davis says, whatever you do, don't write Jenny/Zoe. It'll end in bloodshed. Madden Steam Railway says, is there such a thing as a not so nice person? We don't seem
Yes.
to have any of those in the Hertfordshire borough of Broxbourne.
There are some not nice people around,
Hmm.
and thankfully most of us will not have to deal with a lot of them. So
yes.
that is really cool. Thank you very much for sending that in.
Secret Anorak says, using wet wipes for tarpaulins are brilliant. Oh, right. Yeah. So just to check, the Cameratron has come up. Cameratron 4000.
6000. Oh, we did that as a live stream.
Roger Wollstonhope says J-Cloth and PVA is good.
I'm
of
just
course,
seeing-
Alan Reynolds put me onto that as well.
So I'm seeing in Pontic Hill's live stream a lot of people that we recognise there.
Oh, so quite a few people. Like Anfield Road layout in the loft, Hemel Down Model Railway,
Yeah.
Smallwood Junction.
Getting a few people into that group.
Yeah. So
that was lovely. Thank you very much for sending that over. Finding my water slide transfers will get here. Yeah. Learning to wait is a hard thing. Another one from Peter Jackson. I'll show you. I'll let you read that out in a moment. I'm just going through what's in the list.
Okay, so right, this is a shortish video. Sorry, another video for your consideration for showing on the Monday Club. Oh my, that's like how back in the 90s I used to phrase letters to literary agents. I'd like to send over my new novel. The first chapter
Your
in a
new
synopsis from my new novel for your consideration.
Here's my new novel. I'm reading novel.
And then eventually I got published. So it's like lots of if you want to meet time wasters, the literary industry has a lot of them.
Yes.
And another video for your consideration for showing on the Monday Club. This shortish video, just over 2 minutes, shows Steam Loco 45690 Leander arriving at Crewe from Carnforth with its support coach on the 15th of July and getting a quick clean before stabling at Crewe Heritage Centre for the night. This loco was one of the Dinting-based ones back in the late 1960s, early 1970s, along with Bahamas and some smaller steam shunting engines. So, we're going to go and take a look, and these are great for getting some inspiration about the full-size prototypes. And for me, looking at this, when did this sort of like basically jacking your arm at 90 degrees in the air meant basically whistle, honk, or whatever? When did that become a thing? But there's real power to that. I love the way it just glides in a real sense of momentum. I was never a big fan of the lined black for the big express locomotives myself, but actually it does look really quite nice. I'm a bigger fan of the Brunswick green, but that is a really nicely turned out locomotive.
Yeah, turned out nice again.
And, yeah. Leaning on my lamppost. But what I would say is, have a look at the background. Some of the things like the ballast. You see you've got the cable troughs there buried all the way to their tops. The way the sleepers are buried on the ends in the ballast. The colours on the ballast, but also some of the weeds as well. Really nice inspiration looking around at the rail station. And those white markings on the platform, if you're modelling the modern age, there's another thing which I've not really seen in model form. And I guess you could get those little, they're like stamps. I think you can get little stamps made. They'd be good for making a little stamp with some very, very thick white paint that you'd kind of scrape almost everything off and then stamp. You could probably do those markings But then look in the background, that bush on the wall. And look how far apart the sleepers are. It's something that I guess people don't realise, that sleepers in the UK at least are quite far apart. Ham Shackleton says, if you want weeds in your station, have a look at Carlisle. There's a lot of stations with a weed problem, it must be said. So there you are, she's backing up with the support coach. Choo choo! And then look at those weeds. But a lot of the gravel is quite clear. There's no grass or anything there. There's just these odd little bushes sticking through. Sarah Davis says, that cruise station, oh my god, the worst train station to try and find your way around at. So, I don't know. I've only ever changed trains at Crewe twice. And it wasn't too bad for me, it must be said. But usually I just pass through Crewe. Dongit's Model Railway says, yes, much further apart than Pico or Hornby, would you have you believe, based on what they sell. The spacings on Pico is geared up more for the fact they've got one eye on the American market, I guess, or the European market. And Sarah Davis says, no, the number of times I've missed my connections there. Leslie Gilpin Railway says, quality weds in Carlisle. My fans love them. Quality weds, newlyweds. Get your quality weds here, freshly married this morning. I think it should be weeds there. I think that's autocorrect has let you down.
So next up from Mousehole Rail, it says, here's a video I filmed last Tuesday. I can't read the rest of it because my eyesight is not that good.
Here's a video I filmed last Tuesday of 37418 with 975.025 Caroline, which did the Bristol Temple Meads to Penzance run. And of course, Caroline, the inspection coach, has just been released by, I think it's Revolution Trains, and it looks like it is one of the models of the year. People are starting to post, they've just started receiving those, and from what I've seen, it really is quite impressive, to the point where you need, if you want one, order it, get it, because they're going to sell out and they're going to become hard to get until they do another production.
The animation on those trees, that looks real.
Okay, Zoe. I do like the bushes and the grass though, and it just shows that sort of thick rolling greenery.
I can't tell where the back
really
scene ends and the front starts. That's amazing.
So that's Caroline, the coach that is being done by Revolution Trains. Really does look good. It's not cheap, but you pay for quality. So, right, if you want to just check on the video feed has come up. Yes. Yeah, Birmingham New Street is quite an easy station to get around. Soulless as anything, but
Birmingham New Street is enormous.
Yeah.
I once walked in there and went, this is huge.
Dave
and then everyone else that near me went, that's what she said. Hey!
Dave Holloway says, I recently got some money back from Mr. Taxman. How did you manage to do that? I bet you it didn't give you a penny of interest.
Giving a tax guy a good kicking round the side of the building is not the same as getting a refund.
Anyway, he said he treated himself to a Lionheart 45XX. Fantastic model. I believe they are. I've never had a tinker with one myself, but certainly they do look really good. Leslie Gilpin Railway says, I've been listening all along but could hardly put the volume up in A&E. Oh, I'm sorry to hear you're in A&E. Look, do take care of yourself. And do get well soon.
Jan, what does this say?
Hold on, a couple of comments to it. Right, James Spink says, Edinburgh Waverley's got 20-something platforms. I don't know, the thing about Edinburgh Waverley is that I can never find half the platforms. It seems to
hide them, don't they?
Yeah, are they actually there? Certainly, if you go back a few years, like 20 years ago, I remember going there, and I think they hadn't renumbered the station, but quite a few of the platforms were not in use.
Yeah.
Right, so this is from Bedrock. It says, I don't know if we're sharing things today in the Monday Club. Well, we are today. But if so, here are some things I'm doing. Making realistic pole loads for 2 tank engines and some new wagons. So bring them up.
Realistic coal loads.
So I'm just going to bring this up.
Right, so Jen, can you
It
explain what's
looks
going on
like
here?
they've used crushed real coal. And coal is actually something which does scale quite well. If you break it up to the right grade, and by grade I really just mean the granule sizes. So on railway locomotives you would often see actually quite big chunks of coal, and it wasn't unheard of for the firemen to have to actually break up some of these lumps of coal because they were so big to be able to shovel them into the firebox. So there's actually some quite big chunks in there. But next slide, please. So this appears to be crushed coal powder and spooning on some watered down PVA. So actually putting
of glue helps you
putting that in first.
Coal. What's happened?
What?
Oh, it's got a growing toenail. Ooh.
Oh, sorry
Not
to
nice. Not nice at all.
hear.
What's that saying?
Uncle Frederick's and mate, can you rotate that? Will it let you?
Uncle Frederickson's amazing bouncing piano train. Okay, fair enough. And that's the last slide.
Oh right, okay. Quite easy, but the effect is good just using that watered down PVA. I like the idea of spooning it in with a tiny spoon. I actually also have used a syringe and an old paintbrush. One of the small paintbrushes can be quite good just to make sure that it gets into all the nooks and crannies, and you can almost like paint the watered down glue on. So next one up, have you checked the camera?
I have not, because we're about to bring this up.
So
We're not, Ben.
there we are. The camera is
while the advert plays, yes.
Yeah.
The second advert.
Yeah. Oh.
Google's doing this a lot these days.
It is, yeah. Usually,
Richard Swiderski says that coal looks good. It really does. I'm very, very impressed.
as real coal scales incredibly well. So you use a piece of real coal. If the lumps are too big, like i.e. you've got a single large full-size lump of coal, break it down with a hammer. If you put it in an old cloth, something like an old duster and an old rag, wrap it up and then hit it with the hammer, you won't get bits flying everywhere, and that is a great way of doing it. And just to grade the coal, because coal was usually graded, which means effectively put through a giant industrial sieve so that all the pieces were about the same size. So to get this effect, I find if you put your broken up coal into a plastic Tupperware box and then you shake it like this at a slight angle, and you'll find all the big lumps of coal gravitate to the bottom and all the smaller bits gravitate to the top. So you shake it, and then you can use a tiny spoon, something like a teaspoon, to shovel up the bits of coal that are all the same size of the grade that you want. It's a really great way of doing it. Aha! John JMC, our guru of sound, is in. Big hello to you. You're late. As is
Monday Clubber is never late, Toto wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf. And we've got Inoxian Models as well, says hello, listening to the stream in the background whilst working on some model kits. How is it going your end? Absolutely, it was great to meet you at the Rails Rummage as well. So great to see you in, and looking forward to seeing your kits as well. Mark Towers says hello, everyone. Hello.
So
Richard Swiderski says not the best tea towel then. No. And yeah, Wyvern Mother Rail is sort of like gold prospecting.
So what we've got here is Buckland Junction.
Okay, we seem to be halfway through that video.
Yes, he said the best shot from about here.
Okay.
This is Britannia 70,000 on Steam Dreams.
Okay. And this is like, you've got a good day for this. So this looks like Dawlish, or... No, is this coming out of Dover?
Yeah,
Is that what he said?
I believe that's what he said.
Oh, fear my ability to recognise Dover Marine. That there, where at the top of the beach, that used to be all sidings and stuff, there's absolutely none now. It is quite a shame.
James Spink says, what's running tonight? Can Zoe tell us? There's some choo-choos going choo-choo.
Well, we've got the streamlined princess coronation that Tim
I can see
Krinsky
something
very, very
coming.
kindly sent in. That's probably the standout model. But we've also got the V3 I picked up at the Rails Rummage.
You can tell that thing's coming from just by seeing the steam
Yeah.
around the mountain.
And John JMC, our
Coming
guru of
around the
sound,
mountain.
says, how was Making Tracks 3? I was there on Friday. I know you were there on Friday, but yes, it went very well. We shared some videos. We got up the camera eye view is doing very, very well over on JK2. And I was really surprised nobody had thought to send a GoPro on a wagon round before. Oh, what's happened there?
No idea.
It just sort of paused. Weird. Oh, good job you weren't stood on the other side. You'd have got bowled. Or maybe if you were somebody who was like, I really want a photograph of that unit. Oh no, I've been bowled by a steam locomotive. And that's a very distinctive tunnel mouth. Look at that.
Yeah, that is.
That is weird. I wonder if it's that profile all the way through, because that is really quite very distinctive.
Yeah.
I love the scenery as well. I mean, I know it's real. Shut up, Zoe. But if you look at the way that you've got the vegetation and the chalk coming through, that is actually, there's a lot of inspiration right there. Although, I mean, that shape of tunnel mouth is, I would find that look weird in a model. Oh, boom! There, he's done just that. So that is on Buckland Junction. I love that signal box. Yeah, yeah. So thank you so much for sharing that with us.
That was lovely. Thank you.
Right, check that's come up on the cameras. So thank you so much. Yeah, Ruben Ashwell, bowled by a steam locomotive. Like, oh no! That steam locomotive ruined my shot of the boring unit. Harry Sedgwick says the BR Standard Class 7MT 460 Pacific number 70,000 Britannia. Gothic Portals, says Flamish. Well, yeah.
Yes.
But does anybody know, does that profile go all the way through? Or
You just remind me of that Jasper Carrot advert joke even. Evening, son. Do your feet go all the way to the end of those pointy shoes? I don't know, officer. Does your head go all the way to the end of that helmet?
And that, Your Honour, was how things started. Yeah, and John JMC, our guru of sound. Oh, incidentally, somebody did ask earlier on, do Digitrains do a suitable sound profile for a GT3? We had somebody asking where to get a decoder with sound profile to suit the KR Models GT3 other than from KR Models. I don't think KR Models sell the decoders separately. You could ask, but I think that they only have the ones which are in the locomotives. So they can't really sell them separately.
Okay, here we go. So next up we have from Warbler Productions.
Ooh,
Who
who's on
says,
holiday at the moment.
3 modern trains and 2 heritage and a parsnip from a spare ski.
Okay, right.
Here we go. Beep beep.
Beep, beep. Oh, a big container train.
There's some
Lots
of
of
those Maersk ones.
Yeah, those Maersky ones. Right, I'm having a biscuit, so I'm going to let the cupboard monkey talk for a bit.
So we've seen how Daypol produced some of the interesting patterns on this. The way they print it with very interesting inks is quite something. I was very impressed.
Yes, Tim Krinsky, it is an ESU decoder in the GT3, but it's a 21-pin interface.
Oh.
So,
Oh, look at the graffiti. That just
so
looks
basically
amazing.
any 21-pin sound chip will fit, and the speaker is already fitted, so you don't need to add a separate speaker. Mark Tower says the tunnels were done like that for the wind and the vac.
Right. Yeah, I can understand that. It's very tall, thin, and has a point, so it will cut the air. It's interesting. Yeah, rail containers. Yeah, they're very interesting the way they print them. These are very impressive. Oh, here it comes. Got a bit of power. Beep beep. Beep beep. Beep beep. You may hear me making noises of that kind in Iron Horse's video. I'm not sure if he decided to use the footage or not. But when we're all at the making tracks, there's...
Oops, I pressed the button. Sorry, my fault.
But when we're all at making tracks, that was quite funny, I think.
Blue Pullman, it really does suit the HST. It must be said. But I wouldn't have said it would, but then when I saw that for the first time, it's like, you know what, that really looks good on that train.
We need more liveries that have got a bit more to them than just flat colour.
Well,
And Hart says, oh, I used it.
But that's, I mean, that's an old livery. That's what the Blue Pullmans used to have in the 60s. And it's been reintroduced on that set, and it really does look good.
Right, so if you can jump back now, please. Thank you very much,
All right.
Warbler, for sending those in.
Just check that the cameras come up, would you?
Oh, we'll press the button.
My back's starting to
I'm starting to feel a bit off as
give
well.
me some jip.
We
But
really
we're gonna-
shouldn't say things like that in this day and age.
Do we? Why does it mean?
It's a derogatory term for a certain community of people.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Huh.
Sorry
So
to
who we've
derail
got-
the conversation.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
I just needed to say that because people will pull you up for it.
Yes, they will.
So, this one's going to be a long one, so I'm going to put the link in. But what we've got here from
We'll skip through just a little bit.
SHGP Media is the evening's Model Railway Exhibition at the 2023 March Model Railway Exhibition.
Cool. So,
there we go.
Flymo Chairman 1, I think Hornby did one in that livery. So there's some interesting stuff going. Oh, it's quite a variety.
Oh,
I
my
like
goodness,
that one.
that is amazing.
Oh, look at the lights on that. Is that a gauging train? That's nice. That wasn't Graham Muspratt's. Something key. I've seen that one.
I've seen that one as well.
Yeah. You remember editing the video, or were you actually at that exhibition where it was at?
I've seen it. Yeah, I was there. These are amazing already. This is so good.
So, SHGP Media. Yep, you are on. Oh, a nice little class 05, and a 45. I'm going to say 45. It's always a good guess at 45, but the peaks, which are classes 44, 45, and 46 outwardly, do look quite similar. That's Kestrel, I believe, which is a prototype locomotive.
Surely a yellow painted locomotive should be a budgie, not a Kestrel.
No, it was a Hawker's Siddeley demonstrator. I think it ended up in Russia, ultimately, and rumoured to have only been scrapped as recently in the last 15 or so years. Right. Can I ask you to take over a moment?
Certainly.
So,
If you were to...
I've got to go and do some paperwork.
Well, okay, that I was going to suggest that you needed to take a phone call, but okay.
Yes, the porcelain phone call. Sorry,
Okay,
we had something dodgy to eat earlier. I had a fish pizza.
yes. Probably not your wisest choice in your entire life.
No, yeah, so...
It's okay, you slide out, it's okay.
Yeah.
No problem, it's okay, you take your time.
Right, get past.
Okay.
So, Covered Monkey Takeover. So, I'll be a few minutes.
The only rule is there are no rules. So we're looking at this, and I'm going to have to skip through a little bit, but we'll see how we go. Because I'm very impressed with some of the stuff that's on it. The quality of modelling, guys, my goodness. Exported 71, known to have survived until at least 87, but was not extant in the 90s when people from the West went looking. That's a shame, that's a shame. It still looks like a budgie, though. Fish and pizza don't belong in the same sentence. Unless, of course, the sentence is, would you like some fish? No, pizza. Fish pizza. Yuck, yeah. As a vegetarian, I'm going to say I agree with that. So, I'm going to jump this on. I've got to grab the... Yeah, I wasn't expecting to come over onto this side, so I need to grab the mouse. This is the one that I accidentally dropped down the stairs as well. So here we go. We're going to jump to... Oh, lovely, there's chapters. United Biscuits, I've seen this one and it's amazing. I love this one. I've seen this around a couple of times. It's a brilliant, brilliant model. The detail is, it looks good on camera, but when you see it in person, it's like, whoa, that is so well done. If I remember correctly, it's got like ghost advertising on it and everything. Ghost advertising being when you take the paint off, but you can still see it. I love this. It's so well done, and there's like lights underneath the arches, and also it looks just, it looks lovely. I could watch it all day. I would love to have that level of modelling skill, but I know I haven't. But you never know. After a while, you might develop it, and that's what practice is for. Was that at Stafford Barn? It was at Stafford Barn. Yes. I don't know why I'm pointing up there. I'm looking at the chat. I should be looking there. Yes, I saw it at Stafford Barn. Yes, it was very, very good. Who have we got next? Bot Lane. I know that name. I think I may have seen this one as well. But you're getting them so much closer than I did, I'll tell you that. Not that I've tried that with fish. Category with smoked mackerel. Fish don't count, they're the fruit of the ocean. No! Cod is not a sea potato. Yeah, I've seen this one, I'm pretty sure. It's a very nice one. I'm going to try and find out. Oh, this is it. This is the one. This is the one that we were all gazing over it on that intro. Shoreweight Hill. Oh my goodness, guys. That is so nice. That's so realistic you could live in it. Oh. It's part train set, part rockery. I love it. Oh my god. This is amazing. Who did this one, and can we get them on to talk about how they did it? Oh, that would be wonderful if we could. Oh my goodness. Guys, that is just... Oh, I am really impressed here. I love that little locomotive as well. It's tiny. It's practically the width of two guys. That's amazing. That'll be 009, won't it? Sign on the front, do not touch, yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, how cozy that is. Yes. I love that one. That is amazing. We'll jump on a little bit more. Where's my... There it is. I can't find the mouse. It's ridiculous. Oh, I could watch that all day. I'm going to jump a bit further on. Let's see if another one catches my eye. Oh. Oh, I like... Ooh, I like the tram. I like tram. I'm more of a fan of trams than trains, I have to admit. But I like that. The flashing on the lights, I'm going to assume, is because the shutter speed of the camera is different to the refresh rate of the LEDs. But that is cool. I like trams. They're nice. They're fun. And that is a fun layout. That is really nice. Oh, yeah. I do like that. Oh, look at that Shakespearean Tudor-style house. Ooh, very nice. Blackpool tram, yeah. That is nice. For a second there, I heard that sound that it was coming off the rails, but it's not. It's okay, everything's fine. Everything is still going. We don't need to panic. Don't panic, don't panic, don't panic. You, don't panic. What have we got next? This looks like somewhere I've seen. It looks a little bit like a place I've seen. It's not, but it's a bit like it, because this is a model and now we're talking about a real place. Very nice. Very heavy weather on some of this stuff. The Monday Club blah 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 blah. The Flemish a month's membership of Facebook and a profile pic required before comments are visible. Yes, that is true. We do tend to have restrictions on the groups. Just standard stuff, unfortunately. That is really nicely done. I love these adverts on the back and everything. Let me jump on to the next one. We're showing a lot of this, but I'm essentially vamping until Jen gets back. I don't know what this one is, but it's very nice. Whoa! Big American logo. Ah, this will be an American one. Well, I think that's an American style logo. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's American. So this will be a US area. Very nice. I do like it. I like the verticality. Stevie Film says, Zoe, are you hammering tonight? I believe I will be. I'm actually exhausted from the weekend, but I'm going to try and get on. So I'm going to get myself a that is definitely an American logo. I have seen that logo for sale at DCC Concepts. It's definitely American. Union Pacific, there you go. I could not tell you where it is, though. I'm not that good. I couldn't even tell you what it is. Yes, Richard, you are right. Richard Requesty says, Swiderski even says, great layouts, yeah. Oh, whoa! Seeing oh, that is interesting. You don't often get an overhead view. Maybe we should do some of that at some model railway places, get an overhead view. That'd be interesting. Deepdale End. A mixture of old and new there. I like that. I like that more streamlined one at the front. That's cool. That's got a good look to it. So sorry, guys. I'm exhausted. I will be getting myself a cappuccino before I start hammering the games. Let's put it that way. So, Chicago, I think, said in the narration. Ah, thank you, SHGP. So Chicago. If I remember correctly, the whole city of Chicago was raised up on stilts overnight because the entire place was sinking. So overnight they raised the entire place up. So there's an entire floor underneath most of Chicago. And if you go looking for it, you can still find some of the tunnels, which is very interesting. It's very interesting. Deepdale End, is that a Preston reference? I don't know. I read that in a book one time. Oh, look at the moss around the tunnel. Oh, that is lovely. That is a really nice way of doing that. I'm going to move on to... Which one's this? I like this one. I like the look of it. Oh, another little one. Little cute one. Oh! Oh, tell me that. Please tell me. Does that railway go through the house? No, it doesn't. It looked like it was going to. That is very cool. Hammering the games with a big mallet. I request Flight Sim. I don't think I can do Flight Sim tonight. I've had a few requests, though. Let's put it that way. It doesn't go through the house. It just looks like it will. Oh, that's a shame. It would have been fun if it had. Racing an entire town on stilts overnight does sound like something from an episode of The Simpsons, doesn't it? But they did it. They did it. Oh, look at that. The little tub with the wood on it. This is amazing. I like this. Oh, I love those little boats. They're lovely.
You seem to be really quite happy with this. Oh, that is nice.
Yeah, now you see why.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to let you get back in.
Okay.
So I've got to move now.
Everything
So
is
I
well
apologise
in the
now for the fact that you're going to see my enormous stomach take up most of the camera.
Your belly full of jelly.
It's not full of jelly. I haven't had jelly for years.
Oh, I like a gronk. Gronk it up. Gronk it up. Gronk it up. Not a cult.
For legal reasons, we must state it is not a cult.
That is nice. I like the lattice work on that bridge. That is really quite nifty.
Okay, so we're going to move on now. There's been some great things that Jen has missed.
Yeah, this
she's missed them all.
Oh, and I gotta love Tops coded wagons as well. We've got Bev there.
What is it with you and Tops codes?
Sorry, it appeals to my OCD. Oh, that's it's BR green, but it's got a Tops number. It's like the perfect combination.
Oh no, Jenny wants another Gronk now. I approve
I
of
haven't
it.
got that livery. I need it. I need my precious.
Okay, can you press the button, please?
Yeah, 08228. But so that's great. But if you want to watch the full video, then do go and check out the link. But you've really enjoyed that video. There seems to be a lot of great stuff there. So Ben Tullett says, poor Gandalf has had to suffer. Jenny, smell? I don't smell. Do I? What do you mean I kind of do?
Right now. There's a certain scent.
Are you saying?
Eau de toilette. Let's put it that way.
We're not in smell-o-vision. You could have just said that I smell of roses, which I do actually.
I'm sorry.
I spritz perfume. What more do you want?
You didn't spritz perfume in the right place.
What? Harry Sedgwick, number 08228. You don't need to talk about that now. Come on now. Now stop it.
Okay, so next up we have from the Growler at Blackwood Engage.
Oh wow, this is Zoe. I've resent this as it wasn't set under the Monday Club subject heading. As I said in my other email, it's 5 minutes of running from 12:06. Blackwood Engage left. Be aware there is music on the clips. That's okay.
Thank you very much.
Aaron Ville says, hey Jenny and Zoe, if I get to see you at Getz on Saturday the 14th of October, can I buy your wagon and have the actual wagon signed by you both? Yeah, if we've
You
got any
can.
left.
You can if there's any there. Yeah, sure.
What we would say is that certainly when we left the Rails Rummage, there was just over into double figures. So like 17 left, I think they said. So subject to there being some, then yes. You are welcome to buy one and then bring it with you and we can sign it there. That may be a better way of guaranteeing that you actually get one. I love the cant that he's got on the stretch. You wouldn't believe this is N-gauge. Like, James Petts will approve of this because James Petts is an N-gauge aficionado. But this is one of the best N-gauge layouts that I have seen.
It is.
And look at that cant. That's something like, even people in larger scales don't tend to model that. But this is really, really good.
It's phenomenal.
Caroline Rogers says, good video, love gronks. I've started my own collection of them. Always worthwhile. Gronks are fun.
A gronk a day helps you gronk, gronk, and gronk.
Yeah, and remember, a gronk is for life, not just for Christmas. But yeah, I mean, this is a great layout. But I'm looking up there, actually. I think I counted up. There's 15 gronks.
Not enough.
Yeah, I know it's not enough. 16 if you include the N-gauge one. 17 if you include the O-gauge one as well. So there you are. We've got 17 gronks. No, 18 if you include the Hornby 00 one that I've
Look
got.
at the size of that, the Pendolino.
This is an amazing layout.
It
Not
absolutely
Lobia
is.
Model World. A quick hello, even though you are late.
The Monday Clubber is never late, Toto wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they need to.
Thanks, Gandalf. Look at that. I like that bridge.
That is so cool.
Yeah. And look at the helix. I mean, this is epic. Really epic.
That is so cool.
Yeah. One of these days, we'll have to arrange and come and film because this, I think, is a layout that we need to film. Are you only up in Blackpool? Is it Blackpool or Lytham, somewhere like that? Iron Horse Railway says, did we ever decide on an official grouping term for more than 3 gronks? I don't know, did we?
A convention of gronks.
No.
A parliament of gronks.
A grumble of gronks.
A diesel of gronks.
James
Pint
Petts.
of gronks.
James Pett says, I approve of helices. Well, I
Yes.
approve of the correct plural for helix. Good for you. Same with matrix. Remember, plural of matrix is matrices.
A shunt of gronks. I love it.
Yeah,
There we
okay.
are.
So James Petts, I think we have a winner. A
A
shunt.
shunt of gronks. Well, that, for a second, I glanced over and I thought that was real. That is so well done. My goodness.
So we've got a few other suggestions there. Ewan lives in Ayrshire.
Backwards one and only steam engine. Oh, it's on its own. Beep beep. I'm so lonely. Beep beep. Oh,
Looks a bit like Duck. Oh, is that the one in? Yeah, it's 7754, isn't it? It's the one in NCB livery. It worked at. Was it Mountain Ash?
that is amazing. Look at that.
That is really good.
I've been building that station house on its O gauge. No, double O even.
Ben Tullett says, "Where is the tumble of clowns? They've been quiet."
They have.
I think they're on holiday. In fact, they were unfortunately the tumble of clowns were out in their clown car and were involved in a one-car pile-up, and unfortunately, 27 clowns were injured in the process.
Which is amazing because there's only 6 of them in the car.
But they're going to be okay. So I'm looking around to see if we've got. I've taken all the diesels off pretty much. So that's the straggler who, because he was a straggler, didn't get in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Growler Blackwood Engage layout says, Jenny, you'll need to come to East Kilbride to film it.
Okay, I think we've got time for a couple
That's
more.
right,
If
there's,
you shunt it back.
Okay, so that's only up to Motherwell, and then you come off at. It's Is it the A725 or something like that? The road that if you go right goes up to Bells Hill. If you go left, it goes to East Kilbride. I have been to East Kilbride actually. There's a big Sainsbury's distribution centre just sort of through East Kilbride. I've been there loads of times back in the day.
We've got a picture here. Mark Saunders says, me and the niece when I worked at Clapham Junction.
Me and niece. Oh right. So just make that a bit bigger, and then I shall bring it up.
Looks so happy.
Yeah. So there we are.
Good to see you. Hello.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that with us. Let's.
And next up from Michael Young. Dear Jenny and Zoe, please see attached some photos of a Hornby Class 92 that in turning into a French-operated machine 92010.
Ah.
Moliere, is that?
So just check the camera came up whilst I read.
How?
Yeah, like that. That's fine. So, turning into a French-operated machine 92010. Moliere?
Moliere, yeah.
This was supposed to stop me buying an Acura Scale 92. Cut to the chase, bought one anyway. I've achieved a number of modelling firsts for me here. The first image shows when it goes wrong when trying to rename a loco. In this case, the paint came off before the name. I had to repaint the light grey before changing the names, numbers and crests, as well as edged plates. There are some finishing touches still to...
Whoa!
Whoa. What?
What's happened? Where is it? Who's done what?
I don't know. So...
Has what? Oh!
What?
Has your shuttle come out of the area?
No.
No?
So press the reset and let's see what happens. It was one of those weird faults. So, weird.
Okay, so let's take a look at how this got on. Ah.
Oh.
I see the problem. Yes, so if you're going to bring that up on screen.
Yes, so this shows what can go wrong. And this is where essentially the T-cut has started taking the paint finish off before it's finished taking off the lettering. Which, yes, I can see definitely a problem. But
it can be an issue, yes.
But they did manage to fix it. So they've repainted.
Yeah.
And actually
really well.
you can't really see where they've repainted. That's turned out all right.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah.
SNCF. That looks a bit like a decal, maybe.
Yeah, that will be a decal. You've done a really good job actually on
That is
touching
really
up
good.
with the
Yeah,
paint.
you've done well.
So next slide, please. That's turned out all right actually.
That is really well done. Yeah, incredible. Very,
yeah,
very
Harry
nice.
Cedric definitely.
Yeah,
Emergency beeping.
Well done.
That has actually turned out really nice, and it just shows actually a lot of people poo-poo the Hornby railroady type locomotives, but actually for people on a budget, they're a great place to do a little bit of a customization, and that's what we set out to achieve when we reviewed the Railroad Plus Class 37 from Hornby. And the 92 is kind of in the same mould, in that you can do quite a lot with the thing. Right.
So thank you for sharing that, because that is really nice to see.
So, Richard Knowles says, though, one of the reasons I would seek a professional if I wanted one of my locos repainted, renumbered. Yeah, I think if you were doing something like a Class 92 from Acura scale, I'd be very scared about taking it on myself. But if you've got a Railroad Plus model, which I think Model Railways Direct was selling them for 67 quid, it's actually a great learning curve. And as they just showed, you can always bring it back from things that go wrong.
Yeah.
Really great to see. And oh right, interesting. Roger Wolstenhouse says 92010 is in Caledonian livery now. Interesting.
So the next one is from Jacob's Trains, who I believe is this is his first time sending anything in.
Oh, excellent.
It's 35028 Clan Line, pulling an 8-coach express on BRMC layout Castle Oswick.
Excellent. So
here we go.
Bring that up. I do like the inset track there at the front.
That does look like it's been really well done.
Inset track can be a bit tricky because you've got to make sure that the trains can still. Oh,
That was
very,
it.
very
So
short.
thank you very much for sending that in. You did say it was a sneak peek.
Yeah. So, do you want to just check that the video?
Go on then. I'll
Yeah,
check.
there we go.
Nice. Yeah, thank you very much for sending that in.
So, who have we got next? Oh, we've still got quite
That's
a few.
YouTube telling me that you're live 2 weeks ago.
So we're about 2 weeks back. This is from Mark Wilkes. Says, "Hey y'all, just spent time at the rails rummage, giving my bank balance a beating. However, JK has, it says mini tatus. It's actually minith tatus, but that's okay. Layout on display, and so there's a short video here of minith tatus at the rails rummage. So,
So the moment that it actually comes,
what is it?
YouTube has messed up. There we go. I actually get to press the button. There we go. Okay, so here we go. Beep beep.
Beep. So this is minith tatus. This is actually my layout on display at the rails rummage, with Merthin Emirates going round there. We got the quarryman's coach and a load of slate wagons, and it's actually the only layout that was on display at the rails rummage. We got invited there, and
There was going to be a second one, wasn't there?
what's that?
Sure, there was going to be a second one.
James Pett says, "I approve of rummaging in Potato Mountains." Like, ooh, matron.
Oh,
Yes. So thank you so much for that. Just shows how far behind we are on the video. So
Yes.
you probably were inspired to start half an hour earlier than usual.
So was that inspired by Hornby?
The Growl of Blackwood N-Gauge Layout says, "Many thanks for showing the video and thanks to the kind comments from one and all." Oh, you're absolutely welcome. It is a lovely layout. Simon Trains Mother Rower Showcase says they have steamed James Spooner late last week on the Festinio Rower. This is the new one that they're building. Zantek says, "Is that Larry from Laurie's Mechanical Marvels at the firing station?" Can be. And
So,
yeah, Ruben Ashwell, can't believe it's nearly 9 now. It does go so
Yes,
quickly.
it does. So this one
And
next
are
up
you
is
on tonight, by
yeah,
the way?
it's from Up the Junction.
What the heck is it done?
I am trying my best to get this onto the screen, so give me a moment.
How is it broken it?
Oh, for goodness sake, this is why, because it's tiny and I can't read it, so I was trying to make it a bit
Oh,
bigger.
well, tell you what. Why don't I read it? Hi, ladies. Hope I'm not too late sending this in. If you are showing videos this week, here is the YouTube link to the follow-up video to the last one sent in, and you showed a couple of years ago now. God.
Wow.
Progress on the loft layout is steady whilst trying out different mobbing tips and tricks along the way. Be sure to protect Billy's bass bins! Zoe, and mute the sound. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much.
So here we go. This is Up the
this is
Junction.
Up the junction, eh? Come on then. Oh, that's going a bit fast. Beep, beep. There we are.
I know that particular background, the interesting
It's
one.
the Hypnotoad.
I've used that in some of my videos.
Yeah. Oh,
So, fellow Mac user.
this is nice.
It looks great.
I like the grass there. You got the nice sort of like burnt out yellow coloured really well, and that dry stone wall is great. Oh,
That does look
nice.
good, yeah. Ooh, here we go. Beep beep.
Yeah, great background, and that dry stone wall really does set things off well.
Yeah,
So do like this.
very nicely done. Oh, look at how many levels.
Oh
there.
look, it's, these must be trees, making trees. Oh, well they've come together nicely.
My goodness.
And making trees is actually relatively easy once you get all the tricks.
Yeah.
John PW22 says, "Evening all, where's Gandalf?"
They're over here. Does that mean you're late?
Yes.
A Monday clubber is never late, Toto wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Gandalf.
Gandalf. This is really nice.
If you haven't already done so, do please hit that like button, share the video to social media, and also, if you haven't subscribed, do consider
really
subscribing
impressed
and
with
ringing that
Wisdom.
bell to be the first to know about new videos, as and when they go up. You could also, if you've not already done so, become a channel member, and you'll see people with their names in green have access to unique exclusive icons for use in the chat, and also will get ad-free access to the Friday video. You can head on over to Patreon and help support the channel to keep making the videos that you want to see, with multiple tiers of rewards to suit everyone.
Oh, nice lighting.
That is nice. Just layout lighting can add quite a lot.
So much to it, yeah.
Good night to you,
that,
Joshua W56. It's been great having your company.
Okay.
You take care, and we'll see you next time.
It's now 9 o'clock, Jen, if you were pressing the buttons.
Oh, okay.
Thank you so much for sending that in. That is really impressive.
Absolutely. So, we're coming to the end, but...
and now... the end is near.
Have we actually got many left to show? And the
enough for next week.
People keep sending them in faster than we can show them. I'm not
we
complaining.
must gronk our final loco.
Okay. What's that? Valleys56XX says apparently a channel owner can remove the heart emoji icon.
I would love to, but I have no idea how.
Been a good stream tonight, says Ruben Ashwell.
Really
oh my word,
oh my
Tim
goodness.
Krinsky, thank you so much for your generosity. Very kindly sent $20 on the super chat. Oh, thank you. You don't need to, but thank you. And you will have spotted, Tim, that currently charging around the layout. Let's see if we can catch it. There we go. So that Princess Coronation class that you sent over, there she is. And featured in Mailbag Monday, which surprisingly for a change went out on Monday, went out today. So we got a video which does show that. And I've got a full how-to DCC fed older non-DCC ready locomotives video going out on Friday, which will be featuring that locomotive. Really, really super easy DCC fit, and certainly hopefully a great guide for anybody contemplating buying an older locomotive that's not DCC ready and making it DCC ready. But thank you so much for your generosity, Tim. So a big apparently listed under live reactions.
I'll sort it out.
Yeah, we'll sort it out after the stream, but it's been great having you guys company.
Can I repost the link for Zantek's vet thing?
Yes, yes,
yeah,
we
sure.
can. So this is the GoFundMe for Zantek, aka Mark Wilkes, who very sadly, his dog of great many years, really great friendship, and pets do become like that. Sadly got very, very ill and passed away, and Zantek has been left with some very big vets fees, so we've agreed we'll share that link. But thank you everybody for coming, and it's been great having your company. Thank you to everybody who sent in videos. Thank you to all the new channel members as well who have just joined us, and Peachy TT120's put up a load of hearts before they disappear. But we'll sort that out at some point. Later on tonight, the Cupboard Monkey, aka Gamehammer Classic Gaming, will be doing a stream. I thought you were doing a stream tonight.
Yeah, I'm just taking them out.
What are you doing tonight on the live stream?
I've had some requests and I can't remember what they were.
What, to go away?
No, I literally cannot remember what they were, and it wasn't to go away.
So, Mystery Lucky Dip over on the Gamehammer Classic Gaming channel. From what time?
9:30.
So from 9:30, Gamehammer Classic Gaming, we will be transferring over to that. If you want to stay with us, then we're going to be watching some trains running around for a bit, and then we will transfer you over to the Gamehammer Classic Gaming channel.
So I'm going to run off and turn the computer on.
Absolutely.
And get set up for that. Would you like me to bring you a cup of tea or coffee or anything?
Actually, I'd like another pint of juice. So
Pint of juice?
Yeah, I've got I had anchovies on the pizza. I know, rookie mistake, but it's made me very,
pizza.
very thirsty. I like fish.
Fish pizza, not even once.
But look, it's been great having your company. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for coming on.
And like I said, you will be able to if you just stay put, it should automatically move you across to enjoy some classic gaming as your live streaming entertainment continues. on the Game Hammer Classic Gaming Room channel. But for now, just got a chance for me to say thanks for watching, take care, happy modelling. Bye for now.
The train now departing is the 2104 service to Grove Street Yard, stopping at Bolton Trinity Road, Mineth Tatis, Tatis Newark, Woods Farting, Eindhoven, somehow, Pittsburgh, and then on to Grove Street Yard. That's the 2104 service to Grove Street Yard. If you go up to the loft today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go up to the loft today, you'll never believe your eyes. For every train there ever was has gathered there together because today's the day that Jenny does the Monday Club. Good night. That's the nice English in English.
Banter, this train is for Game Hammer Central Station. You do not need to leave the train. It will terminate eventually at Game Hammer Classic Gaming Central. Come on, work, you little beast. No, 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 no. Oh. Hey, that's naughty. Puggy poo! Iron Horse Railways, no, should not be a problem. Ah. So you're what caused the short earlier on. I've tracked down that short. This derailed, but because it went. Hey! How does that happen? Because it had a big stay line in, it kept going after the power failed. Cleared where it was shorting and ended up beached. Right. Come on, you. Oh, look at you, starting to irritate me. Come on, you. You can't get the staff, can you? Hey, what are you doing now? The hell? Oh. Why? What are you doing to me? Oh, it's worked fine all night. It's a colossal poopy face. Mally's 56XX says I had a smoke alarm which wouldn't stop beeping, so I swatted it off the ceiling with a spade. Possibly not recommended, but I understand your frustration. Yes, Raymond Legs, I have taught myself not to swear on the stream, so consequently, I have to delve into the world of what your 3-year-old toddler might use as an insult. Yes, Valley's 56XX. The answer is Daypole. So we are on the verge now of transferring you over to our sister channel, Gamehammer Classic Gaming, for a live stream continuation of some epic game festing. So you don't need to do anything, you'll be automatically transferred across. And thank you ever so much to everybody who has joined us tonight. Ham Shackleton asks, have the photos for the mini Jenny been shown anywhere? They were done last... No, we did them at the Rails of Sheffield rummage. So they have been shown, and the winner was chosen. So a big thank you to everybody who's joined us tonight. And we're just getting ready to move you across to the Gamehammer Classic Gaming stream. Don't forget, if you haven't already done so, please tickle that like button, share the video, and also, so just Butthole Stargate, Stevie Phil. Right, where was I? Yes. So don't forget to tickle that like button and also share the stream to social media as well. And if you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing and ringing that bell to be the first to know about new videos as and when they go up. Our Wednesday video will feature a full in-depth review of the all-new Acura Scale FNA-D type nuclear flask wagons, and these feature the innovation of fully functional revolving axle box covers, which I believe is a first for UK outline ready-to-run rolling stock. Our Friday video will be a full how-to guide on DCC fitting the easy way of older non-DCC ready models. Make sure that you can have your older models up and running on DCC in minutes. No need to pay other people expensive fees to DCC fit models. You too can do it yourself, and I show you how. Our Saturday video will also feature something, I can't remember what it was actually, to be honest, But until next time, you guys take great care of yourself. And we're going to be moving you across now to the Game Hammer Classic Gaming stream. So take care and good night to everybody. Happy modelling. Bye for now.